Hi, this is a short video version on measuring ketones. I just wanted to publish this video because I have been asked so many times when would be ideal to measure ketones. So first of all is the purpose. Why do we want to measure ketones? Most of the times to know if we are in ketosis, but also we want to know if we are fully fat adapted, which are two slightly different things. Someone can be in ketosis, but their body is still not fully fat adapted, meaning the body does not preferentially uses fats in metabolism and in order to manufacture energy. So generally speaking, people entering ketosis um, may manifest fluctuating levels of ketones as long as, and also fluctuating levels of blood glucose level. So we can measure ketones in three main ways. The first one is urine. Urine, I find, so is something called keto sticks. You can find that very, very cheap, and I find that a great tool when someone is entering ketosis. So this is in a transition from glycolytic metabolism to ketogenic metabolism. The second way is blood, is still a gold standard in relation to measuring ketones. Normally, blood has a good reflection on how well the body is manufacturing ketones that can then be used for energy production system. This seems to be great to understand the reservoir that the body has of ketones that are available in blood, ready to be split again in satellite tissue from the liver in order to be used as acetyl coenzyme A. So per ketone, there are two molecules of acetyl coenzyme A plus a step action in order to reconvert into acetyl coenzyme A. So the liver will pack them and then transport to other tissues where the ketones can be split again in order to generate this acetyl coenzyme A and actually be used by the enter the Krebs cycle and then consequently the electron transport chain within the mitochondria. The last one is breath. The breath is obviously the one that we have exhausted. So in the longer version of the video, I'll go in a lot more details in relation to the breathalyzer. These are the ketones that have been used, hence we can detect them in the breath. So the way in which I found measuring ketones to be very effective to understand if someone is entering ketosis and full fat adaptation is as follows. Firstly, I use the keto sticks, the urine test in the transition. So someone starts a ketosis processor and they start a ketogenic diet or fasting. Fasting is still one of the most effective way to enter ketosis for obvious reason, including to a certain extent time-restricted feeding, or what people tend to call intermittent fasting. So when the body follows that transition, the urine will manifest ketones, and that will be the acetoacetate, which the body seems to consider that more of a excess of ketones. Remember that in transition phase, the body can be rather confused in which substrate actually to use. This is where many problems of the namely keto flu would actually manifest. Following that, then this can be measured at virtually any time of the day because obviously urine collection is a buildup of ketones. Now, blood will give us a snapshot at that moment in time what is the level of ketones in blood. Normally, the mornings are notoriously low in ketones. This is an average, obviously, I'm sure that there are exceptions to this, yet normally are the lowest value. So to have an idea of how the body will deal with ketones manufacturing processes, I would probably want to measure prior lunch, prior dinner, and perhaps an hour to half an hour prior exercise, in which case I would want to see 1 to 2 millimolar at least if someone is already fat adapted and wanting to use ketones during that specific physical performance. There are differentiation obviously between high intensity type of exercise and endurance event. Yet I would still want to make sure that the ketones are there. Now, as far as the breath, this will be your ketonics kit, or the Metrum as well. There is another one. Personally, I have tested quite extensively with the ketonics. This is when you want to create you want to have an idea on how well the body has exhausted the actual ketones. So the breath is, I would probably measure at the same time of the blood ketones, but you can also measure first thing in the morning, because if the body has been using ketones all throughout the night, so for example, if you are not carb backloading in the evening, especially for people that do exercise, then you can use your ketonics. Now, the reason why I said not if people don't actually use carb backloading is because unfortunately the ketonics can also pick up carbohydrate and confuse the gases generated by carbohydrate within the breath, as per acetone. I have contacted a company asking, so if we say there is a 50 grams of carbohydrate or 100 grams of carbohydrate, so whatever is the quantification of the carbohydrates that someone wants to have in the evening, how long will it take the body to clear this carbohydrate and actually pick up only the ketone, the acetone reading? And they were not able to give me a precise answer. So these are the times in which I would want to measure ketones. So I hope this is helpful, and if you want to know a little bit more about the details and the correlation that there are between ketones, watch the more extended video in the part 2. Thank you.